lost something at Walt Disney World and you're just not sure where to start? Today's video is for you. Hey guys, it's Nikki and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for watching today's video all about the lost and found situation, steps that you will need to take at Walt Disney World if you lose something that you brought to the parks, or maybe even the resorts. Maybe transportation, you left something on the bus, on the Skyliner. We're going to dive into all of those things. Unfortunately, and I guess fortunately, so I can make this video for you today, I've had to use the lost and found department, and it has been helpful. Just know that all of your items aren't guaranteed to be returned to you, and they make sure you know that, but Disney is always going to do the best that they can to return your items for you. Let's dive in to today's video all about the lost and found at Walt Disney World. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up and you're subscribed to the channel for lots of magical content here at home and at the theme parks. Oh, and clearly it's Christmas season at the filming of this video. I couldn't not dress up for Christmas. Come on. So like I said, I have lost a couple of items throughout the years of going to Walt Disney World, and through all of the items, legitimately, I knew exactly where I lost my one item, which is my most recent item that I got returned to me, thank goodness. But the items in the past that I have lost, I didn't know exactly where I lost that item, so it probably was a little bit harder for them to find those items. I lost my sunglasses case. Thankfully, my sunglasses weren't in there, but it was just a Chanel sunglass case that my husband got for me for our wedding. So I really did want that case back just because then I had a nice place to put my sunglasses. Unfortunately, I did not get that back. I also lost, we brought stuff for the pool one time. Forgot that back at Old Key West because it started pouring. Didn't receive that back, which again, not a big deal for that type of item. And then another item I actually lost on the Disney Cruise Line, and it was my Donald Nuimo. Talk about heartbreak. Still can barely talk about it. I just get so sad. I knew that item I did leave in our stateroom. Fortunately, they weren't able to find that. But since I was confident about where I left that item, I just continued to talk to the cast member, let them know hey, I know I left this in here. It's really disappointing that it wasn't found. And they did actually end up reimbursing me for that item, which I did really appreciate. They didn't have to do that, but that's just Disney going the extra mile, really trying to help out their guests. I'm not saying that that is going to happen every single time, but they do want to make sure that you are satisfied at the end of the day, even if they can't help find your item. When you do lose something in the Disney parks, Disney Cruise Line, anywhere on Disney property, you do have to go submit the form on the Disney website. So I'll leave that linked in the description down below for you of where you need to go when you do that. But if you do go to any cast member, they're going to direct you over to guest relations. So let's just say we're in Magic Kingdom. I lost a Nuimo on a ride. Maybe that actually happened. And they're going to go to guest relations. You're just going to scan that QR code, and then they're going to help and try and find that item for you. They get items sent to guest relations all day long. So if you do lose your item at the beginning of the day, it might be returned to guest relations by the end of the day. Cast members are always checking those ride vehicles. You might not notice it, but next time you're in Walt Disney World, right before you're boarding or while you're boarding, you'll see cast members walking up and down when you're getting out of those ride vehicles just to double check that nothing was left behind. So they're going to collect those items, and then they also actually walk all of the rides at the end of the night to see if anything fell out during a ride throughout the day. So I think that is where we found Miss Minnie. So the last item that I did lose at Walt Disney World was my Minnie Nuimo, and it was during the Halloween party. I was so sad, clearly, because she has her cute little Halloween cast member outfit on. She was on my backpack the entire night. There was no issues, and then we went on Big Thunder, and I'm not sure how she ended up falling off, because how I keep my Nuimos on my backpack, it's easier on a fanny pack because I just put a hair tie around their head, stick it through the hoop, or stick it through my strap. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. And then I know they are not going anywhere. So for my backpack though, I had to loop it around her arms. And when I tell you, I was shocked to learn that this hair tie was still on her. I'm still unsure of how she came off during the ride. If I put my backpack on and I hit her and she just fell off. Not totally sure where she ended up. If she was chilling in Big Thunder Mountain all night until a cast member found her, or if she fell off when I was like walking out and somebody found her and turned her in. I don't know. All I know is that she returned back to me in perfect condition, and I was very happy about that. But if you do lose something, especially on a ride, head right back to that ride, because if a cast member did find your item, hopefully they'll be able to just give it to you right then and there. However, I went back to Big Thunder Mountain. I was walking all of the walks that we went to. We literally just went from Big Thunder to the bathrooms by Splash Mountain, RIP. And then I realized that she was no longer on my backpack and almost had a complete meltdown. Anyways, walked back, talked to the cast members. They were not able to find it, so that is when they suggested I head over to guest relations and submit a form. Obviously, I hadn't had great luck in the past, and so I was pretty disappointed because I wasn't confident in her return. But it was really exciting. Then I believe later that next day we were at the airport and I got a notification that they did find her and that they're going to ship her back to me for free. So that is another great thing that Disney does, is when they find your item, they're going to mail it back to you for free if you've already left or just can't come and pick it up. Obviously, if you're still local during your vacation, you're more than welcome to go pick up that item directly. But if you do want them to ship it back to you, they will do that free of charge. So while Disney might not be able to find every item, they're going to do their best to get your items back to you with as least stress on you as possible. So let's talk about when you're filling out that form. You want as much detail as possible. Thankfully, I did have a picture of her with me earlier that day, which I was able to attach to my lost and found form. So highly recommend always taking tons of pictures in the parks. But again, this is even for a better reason. If you do lose something, then you can try and find the item in a photo and attach that for them so they know exactly which item that they'll be looking for. So when you're filling out your form, the first question they're going to ask you is where you lost your item. It's going to give all the parks listed, all the resorts, any transportation options. So hopefully you've just lost your item and it's going to be easy for you to remember where that item was at. For my sunglasses case, I did not remember if I left it in the room at the Riviera or maybe I was going through security. And so as much detail as possible that you can provide, that will then help Disney and their cast members try and find that item for you. So once you enter in where you lost your item, let's say we lost it at Magic Kingdom, and I just have this pulled up on my phone right now, you're going to pick the type of item. And this probably is the hardest. They do have a lot of different options, but they also don't have a ton of very detailed options that your item might not necessarily exactly fit under. Type of item, we can go and let's say Disney Parks products. So that most likely means you probably bought it there. And so as I scroll down, it's just going to give you autograph book, bubble wand, hats, lanyards, lightsabers non-collapsible and collapsible, magic bands, Minnie and Mickey ears, just a Disney souvenir, and a trading pin. So we just went ahead and clicked on Disney souvenir, the color of your souvenir that you will, and then you're going to describe your item in as much detail as possible. So for my Minnie Nuimo, it was pretty easy to describe her. She's a Minnie Nuimo, bought from Disney, had the cast member Mickey's not so scary Halloween party outfit on, lost on Big Thunder Mountain, most likely during the ride. And then it will give you an optional option to add an image, and that will then allow the cast members to see this was their exact item. Also, you're going to put the date that it was lost and then where it was last seen. So maybe you lost it in Magic Kingdom, but you don't remember seeing it since you were at your resort that morning, but you're pretty sure you lost it in Magic Kingdom. Or add all of your contact information, and then from there they will contact you within 48 hours. So when it comes to shipping your item back to you, they do have a couple of restrictions. So it can't be over 70 pounds and it has to fit within like a 15 by 15 by 15 box, and they're not able to ship to all locations. I'm not sure what would be that large that you're losing in a theme park or resort. Maybe a suitcase. That's like the only thing I can think of. But they will still allow you to pick up that item within 30 days at like their location. But just know that not all items can be shipped. Thankfully, my item was very small and it shipped within probably 2 or 3 days of me losing it. And then I received it back within probably a week from me losing it, which I really appreciated. But overall, most of the items you're losing in a theme park are going to be those smaller items that they should be able to ship back to you. Alright guys, so that's gonna be it for today's video. Thank you so much for chatting with me about how Disney's Lost and Found works. I would be really interested to see how many items are reported lost in one day at Walt Disney World. Think of all the resorts, all of the theme parks, every bus, every person that goes to that park every single day. I'm sure it is just crazy. And the fact that they were able to find at least one of my items that I've reported lost over the years, I was honestly really impressed. Because of the track record that I had, I was not confident. But long story short, Disney is going to do the best that they can to try and get those items back to you. So I really hope this video was helpful for you. Hopefully you won't ever have to use the Lost and Found form, but if you do, now you're going to feel prepared during your Walt Disney World trip of what to do just in case you lost an item. Especially if you're with a little kiddo and they lose a stuffy or something really important to them, you want to be able to feel prepared in those stressful moments of what are your next best steps. So again, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Give this video a big thumbs up. Hit that like button down below. I really appreciate all the support. And I hope you guys have a magical rest of your day. And I'll see you real soon. Bye.